Early on in my mentoring journey, I thought mentoring was like a math equation. A plus B equals C. If I showed up, gave my mentee some wisdom, then growth would happen in their hearts. And if I'm being honest, in my ignorance, I thought my presence would solve all of my mentees' issues. I thought because of me, my mentee would improve academically. They would grow spiritually. It was only a matter of time before they became their best self because of my involvement in their life. But what happened when my mentee didn't grow up as fast as I thought they should? How would bad grades or negative behavior affect my relationship with them? How would I respond when my mentee didn't seem to care about what I had to say? You see, I had these friends, Kyle and Mary. They mentored 12 kids whenever they first got married. They started this group of young men whenever they were in junior high school and continued to meet with them every Sunday until they graduated high school. They'd eat dinner, laugh, and for years, Kyle and Mary invested into these young men, and they were grateful. They said thank you for the hospitality, the wisdom, and the guidance, except for one young man. You see, 11 of the boys said thank you every week. One did not. 11 boys said that their lives were changed because of Mary and Kyle. One did not. 11 grew, and one did not. When that group came to an end, Kyle and Mary looked at each other and said this. They said, we sure did make a difference in 11 of those 12 boys' lives, but we couldn't reach that one. Fast forward 20 years, and Kyle's filling up with gas one afternoon. A random man walks up to him and says, excuse me, is your name Kyle? Kyle's kind of terrified, and he says, yes, can I help you? And the young man says this. He says, you probably don't remember me, but I wanted to say thank you. I sat in your house every Sunday night for years and didn't say a word. But now I'm a husband and a father. And everything I learned how to do those things, I learned from you. I couldn't say it then, but hear me say it now. Thank you. And then the young man walked off. You see, for decades, my friends thought that they had missed it with that young man. Why? Because they focused on the fruit and what they could see in that young man. They thought that they failed, but the Lord had other plans. So here's the lesson. So often in mentoring, we want to focus on the fruit of our efforts with our mentee. When the fruit doesn't come, we get discouraged. And when we get discouraged, oftentimes we don't show up as often as we'd like, and we even consider quitting. All of us want to see fruit. We want to see our mentees mature. We want to see them get good grades, come to faith, make good decisions. But we can't control that. The only thing we can control is being faithful. God's in charge of the rest. So you be faithful to show up, to encourage, to listen. Be faithful to give them an example of Jesus every time that they see you. Be faithful to pray, to champion them, to love unconditionally. You see, you toss the seeds, but God gives growth in His perfect timing. And this takes a remarkable amount of faith. We have to trust that God has a plan for your mentee and that He loves them more than we do. In 1 Corinthians 3:6, Paul says, I planted the seeds, Apollos watered, but God gave growth. So you may toss the seed, you may water the seed, you're going to watch it grow. But oftentimes you play a part in your mentee's story. You may toss the seed, but someone else may water. And that's okay. Your mentee may rapidly improve and you may see fruit. Or, just like that one kid, you may not see fruit and you may feel like it's a waste of time. But you never know what God is up to. Oftentimes, He's doing so much more than we think He is. In mentoring, focus on what you can control. Focus on being faithful instead of seeing fruit. And this mindset will help you as we tackle our next subject, the obstacles we're going to face in our mentoring relationship.